And while our brothers and sisters fell in a place far from home, far from their families, the values for which they stood, and for which they lived, and for which they died, occupy an enduring place in our hearts. Those values: freedom, duty, selflessness, and sacrifice. Freedom for the Afghans as that most precious gift that humankind can bestow one upon another. Duty as the unswerving standard for which we must all strive, for we cannot do more, and we should always seek never to do less than our duty. Selflessness, that highest and purest instinct to endure adversity without hesitation or question for something greater than ourselves. And sacrifice. Sacrifice for those they dearly loved. Sacrifice here in Afghanistan, and for millions of Americans and our precious coalition partners and Afghans they would never meet. Protecting these timeless values was a mantle they willingly, indeed they gladly accepted from generations of soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen who've gone before them. And those generations, like us, fought alongside many of the partner nations with whom, here on this soil, we stand today. We were honored to share the fire of war with you then, and we're honored to share it with you now. While we wear different flags on our shoulders, we are united in a common purpose, common goals, and a common dedication to the mission that has brought us all here together. For we all shared a common loss on that day in September in 2001, and we will never forget why we are here, and why we always remember those who perished in the name of this mission, and those who've fallen throughout our history for our collective freedom and our security. I'd like to close by reading a letter prepared by a young United States Marine, Sergeant William Stacy. And he wrote it to his family in the event of his death in Afghanistan. And Sergeant Stacy wrote, "There will be a child who will live because men left the security they enjoyed in their home to come to his. And this child will learn in new schools that have been built. And he will walk his streets, not worried about whether or not some leader's henchmen will come and kidnap him. And he will grow into a fine man who will pursue every opportunity his heart could desire. And he will have the gift of freedom, which I have enjoyed so long myself. And if my life buys the safety of a child who will one day change the world, then I know that it was all worth it." Sergeant Stacy was laid to rest just 3 short months ago in Section 60 of Arlington Cemetery in the United States. Today we remember his life and his words, for they speak resoundingly and timelessly for our fallen brothers and sisters in arms.